Ads manager, yeah.
You want to go ahead and look at the ads? Oh, okay, I see.
Yeah. That's so I've been kind of optimizing, switching off ads that haven't worked. And as I say, the quality of the leads has been pretty poor. You know, my total spend's been over £1,000, and I've got about 4 or 5 people who are to get back to me on things, but the rest of it's just been nonsense.
How many have you had in the last week or so?
Let's see. Go to just open up the leads manager. So you know what? Let's just go leads. Some are raw leads where I've chased people up on them, but no one's got back to me. So what I do is I wait, you know, for a week. I try and chase people up, and if they don't get in touch with me, then I just mark it as bad lead.
Got it.
But essentially at this stage, and obviously it's auto allocating the campaign budget. It's actually one of my interest audiences is getting a lot more hits since inception than my control audience. So at this stage, I'm thinking that I just need to basically rework it, start a new one. And that includes, I mean, the creative is fine, but I'll be using new wording.
So what are people saying that is that's not quality?
No, well, it's so this is on the back of a call I had with you a few weeks ago where, you know, you suggested that maybe the fact that, you know, the wording of my advert suggested to people that, you know, maybe they could get a service, you know, for, you know, really, really cheap, and hence I was attracting a lower quality audience, people who were less likely to spend money. And there probably is some truth in that. So I'm gonna rework the wording a little bit, kind of make it, you know, more appeal more to people who are likely to spend money. But essentially, the people that I'm getting, you know, hits from, by and large, tend to be people who aren't ready to move forward, or they're saying, "Oh, I'm thinking of doing something in a year's time," which obviously is not good enough for me.
Okay. What kind of questions are you asking?
Well, what you mean when I call them up, when I follow up? Because right now they're coming
Now, what kind of
through the
questions do
Facebook.
they answer on your form?
Oh yeah, you've got it there.
You should have another option here that's like more than 3 months.
Yeah, but the problem
So
is
that
also
way
the
you
full.
can filter out the people who are like putting a year.
But also the problem is that those people, when they fill out my form, they're not going to my website, and that's why, you know, like I've got less than 1,000 website visitors since I started this in the past 2 months.
What's the issue with the lead form?
Well, I mean, is it stopping people from going to my website?
Do you need them to go to your website?
Well, I do if I want to capture information on people who are visiting my website, right? For all the, you know, submit application and all of those audiences.
Yeah, but it looks like you have it right here as well. Like you're capturing info here.
Mm.
Like this doesn't look like, I mean, like these look like the right questions. I mean, are people not submitting these forms anymore?
They are submitting the forms. It's just people who are submitting those forms, they just appear to be poor quality.
Yeah,
You
where
know,
do
when
you
I
end up? Is there a way to add in another column here so we can see what the actual like answers are?
I'm not sure.
How are you seeing the questions then?
So if you go to lead center, hang on, where's the leads? Well, I can see the answers to them, not the questions themselves. So if you go to leads, there should be something there. So for example, there you are, form answers, right here. And then I call these people up and I speak to them and see what they want, when they'd like, if they're ready to proceed, that sort of thing.
Okay, what is this person qualified?
I've not spoken to him. I called him. But in
Okay,
terms of, who
well,
I think is qualified, because obviously,
here's
sorry?
here's what you got to do. You got to add a question in here that qualifies them. Like you need to be able to look at a lead and say, okay, he's qualified before you speak to them. Because then you're not going to be wasting your time or their time whenever you give them a call. And you have a realistic expectation of if they're qualified or not. For all we know, this guy might actually want to start in like a year rather than 3 months. And then for all we know, this guy actually might be like 200,000 in debt. I don't know. The thing is, like with their home, and they actually don't have any financial resources to do anything. So you got to ask a qualifying question that you can actually tell if these people are qualified in advance, so that way you can actually do something about being able to optimize a little bit faster and see where the quality is coming from. Or when you call them, what are the questions you're asking?
So I try and find exactly what it is that they need. If they've done any homework, kind of, have you spoken to an architect? Because obviously, if they've already spoken to an architect and got their drawings, and if they've submitted a planning application to your local authority here in the UK, and that
Okay,
means that
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 is another
person is more likely.
question.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's perfect. So you should add that question in, like, what stage are you in currently? Have you spoken with an architect? Have you sent in your stuff to
yeah,
the planners?
yeah.
All of that stuff. You should ask that question.
Okay. Yeah, I've got that in one of the lead forms. I'll probably need to change up some of my wording as well. Also, my control audience, because right now the campaign is allocating the budget to where most of the leads are coming from, which is an interest audience rather than the control audience. Do I need to do anything about that to actually focus more on my control audience?
I wouldn't worry about that. I'd worry about your questions that you're asking in your survey form. Because until we get to the truth of where quality is coming from, there's no way for us to make any educated decisions on your ads.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
So I would ask the next question of um, what makes this a bad quality lead?
The fact that they don't speak a word of English when I call them today, and they just seem to be they don't know what the hell's going on. And yet
They don't
someone
speak
from
any
that,
English.
yeah, I mean, someone with that number obviously filled out the form. So you get that quite a lot.
You're getting that quite a
Or,
lot.
yeah, or, I've had people, I mean, it's actually quite funny in a way, but I've had people who don't seem to be aware of having filled out a form. And I say to them, you've answered several questions in a form and you're not aware of it? No, I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. you know, then it's just not worth having that conversation because it's just not going to go anywhere.
Okay. That's really good insight. You should also then add after they submit the form and it takes them to that next page. So like here, let's check this out. Right here, whenever you actually go to submit this form,
Yeah.
what you should add is when they hit submit, yep. So you should say, all right, so you should have, all right, you should be we'll be reaching out to you via this phone number, like drop your area code number so that way they know you're calling from that number. If you announce your name when you call, put your actual name, like blank, we'll be calling you from this number, be prepared to answer within the next like 24 to 48 hours. And then just make sure you say, hey, this is blank, this is so-and-so, I'm with Advantage Building Solutions, if that's the name that you go by whenever you mention it. I'm calling because you submitted a Facebook form inquiring about setting up a home extension within a month or so, and that you're a homeowner, and call them by their first name. And literally all those connection points, it would be, I'd say 95% of the people will absolutely know what's going on. 5% would be like, the people are just like totally dumbfounded and don't even know how in the world it happened. Then that happens. But
because I've actually done that
the
through
more
Zapier.
touch points you've done, the more touch points you have whenever you first get on that call with them, the better. And you just need to let them know you're going to call. This has nothing. Yeah, be in touch soon is not good enough. You got to say, hey, we'll be calling you from this number. This person will call you. We're going to leave a voicemail. Be expecting this soon. So that way there's some expectations for when this is going to go about. So that way they're like, oh shoot, they're going to be calling me. I got to pay attention to that.
And
Does that make sense?
yeah, it does. Actually, I've set it up on Zapier, so whenever basically a form is submitted, it sends an automated email to them saying thank, you know, etc. So I've got that.
Yeah, but it's not
happening.
working.
Yeah.
It's not working.
Yeah.
So you got to add another thing. A lot of times people aren't like, they don't always see everything. If you have a 20% open rate, then 80% of your people are not understanding where it's coming from. So you got to, this, adds that extra visibility. You got to be super thorough with these people.
And also, kind of to expand on that, how many questions are too many questions in a lead form?
There's no such thing as too many questions if you're asking all the questions you need to get answers on.
Okay.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry too much about that side. I mean, there is a such thing as too many questions. Like I wouldn't go over 10 if possible, but
yeah, no, I wouldn't go anywhere
ideally, like, you can ask 10 solid questions and you're gonna, 10 solid questions will pretty much almost in all situations will get you the information you need. I think it would be really hard to like anything after 10 questions. It's like the information kind of just repeats itself.
Okay, so I'll just change the
So
lead
that's two
form on my
things.
existing ads.
Yeah. And this person was a bad lead because
they just never picked up, and I followed up via email. I called several times.
Okay.
So at some point, you just have to basically say it's not going to happen.
Yeah. Okay. So I wouldn't mark this as bad lead. I would mark this as like a different thing, like missed call. And then when you start asking more qualified questions, you can mark them as a bad lead based off the responses. Because for all we know, this could have been a person who has the liquid cash available. They wanted to do it today, all these great things, but just because they didn't answer, they were considered a bad lead. That's not a good way to approach marking things as bad. So I'd mark it as missed. And if they never answer, they never answer, but at least ask the questions that qualify them. So that way you teach the Facebook algo how to like understand if it's good. Because you'll confuse it if it actually is a quality one and we just don't ever know.
Yeah, I understand.
Okay. This one's in progress. So
yeah, that one's that one. I just need the guy to get back to me with some photos of what needs to be done. So what we do is this guy actually seems to have all his ducks in a row, apart from actually sending me the photos that I need to tell him what he might need to do. But once he does that, I can go visit him and give him a quote. I mean, I've had the old potential gold nugget, like a massive investment company who need construction, or I'm still waiting on a couple of people, but those are sort of 5% at best of the leads that I get.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
What is this one bad for?
Just again, repeated calls, no response, text message sent, email sent.
Okay,
Yeah.
then that one will fix it. So pretty much bad is either like didn't answer, or what is this one didn't answer?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay,
Any leads, anything where I've got a comment against it is someone I've actually spoken to. Obviously not that one.
is this one qualified?
Yeah, that's actually a guy who's got all of his stuff. Just needs to sort out his financing.
Okay, yeah. So essentially just add the additional questions that'll qualify them. So that way you
Yep.
can like essentially know before you call. Add those
Yep.
additional things on the at the end of the form that'll highlight who's going to be calling, when they're going to be calling, what to expect, expectations, and like bullet points, so that way these people can know what's going on.
Yeah.
And then like make a filter for, instead of doing bad, do missed call.
Yeah. Okay.
Um, and
Okay.
that'll help a lot.
Okay. Cool. All right.
Perfect.
Thanks a lot, Chase.
Yeah, no problem.
Thanks.
Hey, Tim.
Hey, what's going on, Chase?
Good, how are you?
Good. I just had a quick question. I was going in to a client today, just rebuilding some of their ads using the lead form, and noticed that Facebook switched it up and now added automated chat to the lead objective. Did you know about that? And if so, do you have any kind of take on it?
Where it ports them into the messaging.
Yeah, yeah, I haven't seen that before. I mean, I know they've always had that messaging objective, but now it's built into the lead objective.
Yeah, it's certainly worth testing because you can automatically access their messaging.
Yeah, no, I definitely think it's worth testing. So I assume just because it's so new that you wouldn't know of any way, because I'm hesitant on putting, because I don't have extreme faith in our clients. Like I have faith that I can send them leads, but I don't have faith that they can follow up with them and get connected with them. So I try to make things as easy as possible and as automated as possible. So I guess my question is if there's anything to connect the messaging once a potential customer goes through the automated message to then forward that via email or text to my client saying, hey, this is a qualified lead, or is it
Oh
too?
yeah, probably yeah. There you might have to have like a back end system or something that might connect there. That's like partner with Facebook maybe.
Yeah.
But if that's the case, yeah, you probably just want to stick to what you have.
Okay. All right. And then I guess just another quick question, just because I've had from time to time Facebook reps reach out to me just to try to get a gauge of what I'm trying to do and at a surface level offering their assistance to help me. But do you find any value in talking with them about that stuff, or is it a waste of time? And
9 times out of 10, it's no good.
okay.
Yeah, just because they're hiring, like a lot of times they're shifting individuals around. They're hiring new people. People are going through training. So like it's very hard to get an individual who's very educated in what they're doing or has the vast experience on the ad accounts.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean it's really tough.
Okay. Yeah, I figured so, but wanted to get your take on it. Okay, that's all I got for now.
Awesome. Alrighty.
Thanks, dude.
Thanks, Tim. Casey, you've been unmuted.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes.
Perfect. So I think you kind of know where my question's going to go. I've got someone working on an email or shaping up my website a little bit, fixing my pixels and whatever is wrong with that. So I think that problem will take care of itself. But my bigger issue now is that I am trying to create or duplicate my audiences, and in your videos you go to lookalikes.
Right.
And because I'm doing dead on this one, I can't use lookalikes. One thing they suggested was the special ads, but I can't. When I go in to create a special ad, it tells me that my audience is not big enough. And I think it's because I haven't run very many ads and it doesn't have anything to select it from. I don't know if
yeah.
you can
So like if he's setting up your pixel, you probably have no pixel data yet.
Yeah, so I don't think I can do any special ad audience because of that.
Right.
I
yeah.
think don't you have to collect data first? It's what it kind of seems like.
Yes.
So
that's
it kind of reduces me down to maybe custom audience, I guess. I don't know. That's kind of where I'm at.
Reduce it down to interest.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Interest audiences. So you would target interest-based audiences. I can show you.
Okay. Are you doing it on your screen?
Yes. Give me 1 minute.
And this is how I would do create my first 30.
Yeah, so like essentially here, instead of doing like a special ad category audience, you see this?
Yeah.
What you would do is you would like go here to detailed targeting and you would choose interest. So like you could do all of these, like you see these different things for credit.
Yeah.
You could choose these like individual interest as well.
Okay. So I just type in debt or credit or
Yeah, people who have
select a bunch
consumer
of them?
debt. You don't have to select a bunch of them. You can select them individually, like you test one per audience.
Okay. So where I have like my 30, I just grab government debt or consumer debt right there, right?
Right.
And then that would be one. And I just copy it again and then do the same audience, but then add government debt, right?
Yep.
Okay. And I just do
Exactly.
30 of those and kind of and then we'll just let it run and see how it works. It's under
That's
detailed
correct.
targeting. Did you go under anything else besides detailed targeting?
No, that would just be all. Because you're in the special like credit category, a lot of your other options are going to be fixed. So these are really what you're going to have to select from.
I don't see detailed targeting on mine. Is that in the ad? Is that an ad?
On the ad set level. So you go to your ad set, like your audience set.
So I've got my control audience. I'm looking at that where it has websites and it has my pixels, and I selected lead, and then I budget, and then I have audience. Oh, hold on, detailed targeting. There it is, right there.
Perfect.
And I just select one there, and I just do one of each of those.
Yeah, that's
okay.
right.
Up to 30, and then okay. All right, that's easy enough. Okay, I had one more question. What was it? I don't know if I think of it again. I'll chime back in, but I think that'll push me through to the next point.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. Shakib,
Hey Chase, how you doing?
good, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good, thank you. I launched a campaign yesterday for a product that I have in one of my stores. And the thing that I have a question about the ads because I'm trying to test like two different ads, and one of them it got like the reach is very low. So I don't want to I don't want to know which I want to know which one I have to keep and which one I have to just kill it.
Oh, okay, yeah. You want to share your screen?
Yes.
Perfect. Which one specifically are you referring to?
So this is the campaign here. This is the ad sets and the ads here. So normally I follow with the technique that you showed one of the guys last time about checking the ads with the you classify them with the results. I don't know what is the results here. Yeah, here. I did like this, and I try to see which ads they are like on the top. I seen like this ads here in name it in clear. All of them they are on the top. However, the other one is on the bottom. But what I cannot understand that normally this ads on the top should be performing better than the other ones. So, however, it's not. So I don't know what's going on, to be honest with you.
Yeah, that's because you haven't gotten a purchase yet on this audience or these ads.
Yeah, because I just mentioned it yesterday, and it's like and this is like a new ad account, a new pixel as well. But the thing
okay.
that the reach for the reach for the ad name at Inclear is like kind of low comparatively to the other one. So do I need to keep the other ad, or I can keep both of them, or what? Just yeah.
Yeah, you just keep both in this case until like you start seeing purchases come through.
Okay, and how long do I have to wait for the purchases? Because
7
I
days.
made like what was that?
7 days.
7 days. Yeah, because I did like I think it's like 11 ad sets. So I will have to wait, and I try to test them with like 6 budget daily limit with ABO. Is that good, or I have to switch it to CBO?
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's good for testing. You can see which one works.
And after that, so like the $6 daily for each ad set is a good budget or kind of low or
Yeah,
high?
no, that's fine for testing. 5 to 10, $10. Yeah, that's good.
Okay, so I have to wait at least 7 days, right?
Right. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much.
No problem.
Mm-hmm.
Diggy, you've been unmuted.
My man, what is going on? What is
How are
going
you?
on? Good, good. I just have some quick question about scaling my ads, and just wondering if you could kind of let me do a screen share and then kind of walk it. Awesome, awesome. Do you see my ads right now?
I sure can.
Okay, cool. Let's talk about the cold campaign first. Doing pretty well. Nothing that I can complain. I'm trying to hit my metrics here, which is around $30 per call,
Okay.
which is going all right, and around 15 to 20 bucks per lead. Okay, so obviously I'm going to scale this one. This one looks pretty good. This one looks pretty good as well. This one looks pretty good as well. So in terms of scaling, like how do I guess I just want to maintain consistency and being able to scale like just with performance being stable and all that. Do you have any recommendations on that? Like what's the best way to kind of go about it?
Yeah, so it looks like here that most of your audiences are the submit application one. Yeah, so what you would do here is you could honestly, if you're happy with the 30 daily, I mean, go all the way over the 30
Yeah, just give me a
per
second.
survey.
Per call, yeah.
Yeah, per call. The 30 per call. Some of these are 16 at 5, so I mean, yeah, like that's good.
Yeah, but some
Realistically,
of
what you
them,
could
some of
do
them
is,
just doesn't. For example, like this one, it just doesn't make sense. Like three leads and 5 calls. I like, is there something wrong with it, or is the tracking off?
it depends
Okay.
because
All
like,
right.
yeah,
Yeah.
because like the people who book a call could also have came as a lead from another audience.
Yeah. So I'm not sure how accurate this is, but this is
Have you
this looks
checked?
pretty accurate. Yeah, I gotta check that too.
Yeah, we'll confirm.
Yeah. Yeah.
So essentially what you could do is you could continue doing what you're doing with the 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 6 to 7% and just keep moving up from there and just keep expanding your spend that way.
Yeah. Should I just keep adding like $10 a day, $10 a day
Yeah,
to these
exactly. Yeah, that's fine.
and seeing how it performs? Like hopefully, is it ideal for me to escape the learning phase and to get out of that? Would
If
that
you do
improve
that,
performance?
the best way to do it is to take all of those audiences, stack them all together since they're all working, and then
Yeah.
put all the budget together. So it'd be 60 plus 50 plus 30 plus 10 plus 10.
Okay.
So that would be, I don't know, like close to like $200 daily. And you would add all of those audiences. You might as well just do a 5% submit app, like just 1
Yeah.
to 5%. And then you grab that page view audience and add it in there as well. And that would be your audience would be much bigger and you could scale up that one audience.
Okay, but like I need to like have a new ad set, right? So that kind of resets the learning phase. Because I mean,
Yeah.
this is going well.
But
I just don't want to.
that would
I
allow
just
you to,
yeah.
yeah, exactly. So if it's going well in learning limited, then there's not too much to worry about. But if you want to exit learning, then you would have to
Hmm.
stack it all up and then stack up all your spend.
Gotcha. And should I, because I mean, in every ad set, there's like 30 ads. Should I start cutting it? Because I mean, does it affect performance like
Yeah,
that?
so this is where it's called like account consolidation. This is the stage where you would decide, A, you continue down the path you're going because you're happy with the results, or B, you're happy with the results and you want to, go ahead and move forward to the next stage, which is consolidating everything. You take your best ads and you take your best audiences and you put them all together. So if you have 3 good ads, you would only have 3 ads in that audience. And then that audience would
Mm,
be a much larger size and all of those audiences would be stacked in there. Because then you'd be able to get your 50 leads, exit learning, and essentially just scale that one audience.
mm, gotcha.
Less to manage, less to work with, and it runs on its own.
Gotcha. Any like, what's your preferred way? Should I do that, or should I just keep scaling like this?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a big believer in both. I mean, if the results are really good and like they're so good that you're afraid of, making changes, then I
Exactly.
would
That's
stick to
that.
doing what
That's
you're
why.
doing.
That's where I'm at. Like, I just don't want to reset the learning phase and fuck it all up again. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so okay, then yeah, you would just continue going how you're going.
Okay, cool. I'll just get that. One more question is, so I did test like some other lookalikes. It's not as well. I'm just wondering because lookalike they change all the time. Meaning,
Sure.
I mean, I could turn this on again, and in the next day, it's gonna produce better than this one. So, how often do I actually try another lookalike? I mean, try the same lookalike, but just try it again. You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
It does. Usually you'll retry a lookalike with new creatives.
But not the same creatives.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't do that.
Okay, gotcha. And speaking of that, like, let's say if I want to try a new creative, should I just do it in this campaign or like start a new campaign?
Start a
Does
new
it matter?
campaign and title it like new
Start a new campaign.
creatives. Yeah, test it
Okay,
separately because then you're going to disrupt everything in this one.
gotcha. Cool. I mean, if that's the case, then I'll just keep, bumping these up to see how far I can kind of take it. Um, and then what else? What else? Uh, and the retargetings are doing actually quite well. I mean, from our call last time, this one's doing quite well. We're getting like $4 per lead and
That's
getting like I think $8 per call. So that's really good.
nice.
But the
Yeah,
hot
that's really good.
retargeting is, I guess that's not as well. I mean, I'm spending $2 a day, so this means any leads that haven't booked a call or any leads that have booked a call, I'm all targeting them in a hot campaign. Um,
Okay.
is it just the budget? Like, what do you think? The
Yeah,
30
let's go
days.
ahead and look at the audience size.
How do you do that? Do you just go ahead and
Yeah, just hit edit and we'll just see what the audience
Okay.
size is.
I don't think it's available. Yeah, no,
So
it's
it
not
could be,
available.
the audience size might be too small, or your
Okay.
budget might be too low. So you might want to push it up to like $5 daily.
Okay. Okay. And how do you determine your budget? Because I'm doing $5 for the warm one. When do you feel like, you know, what's the determining factor to determine the, you know, whether that's $5 or $10?
Yeah, it's usually like $10 per 10,000 people in the audience. But with retargeting, that rule doesn't apply at all. Really with retargeting,
Okay.
you could have a much higher spend per lower audience because there are already individuals who've engaged with your stuff and you're actually intentionally wanting to, you know, send them a ton of ads. So
Hmm.
the thing is,
So I
you
guess
raise your spend on this one.
that's gonna. Okay.
Oh,
So I guess what I
sorry,
could
I don't
do
know
is
where
just
you're
try. Yeah. So I guess what I could do is try $5 a day and then $6 a day and $10 a day, seeing which one works better. And if not, I just kind of bump that down. Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. Gotcha. Well, I'm all good. I think that's it. I'll keep scaling this one. I like how these are going. I'll probably try interest lookalike. I'll probably try another lookalike, see
Yeah.
how that goes. But yeah, I mean, anything else that you notice that I should be doing, scaling these
Go to your
campaigns?
retargeting, your hard retargeting. I just thought about something. What event are you optimizing there? That could be another thing.
Calls, yeah, surveys, not leads.
Okay, perfect.
Surveys.
Cool. Yeah, good. Then you did it right. Yeah.
Okay, nice. Any other things that you're noticing that I should do, like scaling wise, you know, audience wise?
No, nothing specific. You could certainly end up testing. You could do a 1 to 5%, or you could even do a 1 to 10%, like a full 10% audience for the Submit app 180 day, and like literally
Mm-hmm.
test it with like $100 daily budget as well. And if it works really well, then take it to like 200, and then that's like another
Should
way
I
to scale.
should I do it in this campaign?
No, it'd be its own budget.
Okay. And would that, because I mean, I don't want to affect the audience overlap or anything like that in these ones. Like, would that impact that? You know?
Yeah, potentially. What
Okay.
about this page views 1%? How's that performing?
Yeah, this is actually performing quite well.
So you could do it with that one, like a 5% there.
Yeah, I could do it with that one as well. But then again, this one overlaps with this one as well. So it's hard to choose which one to scale because I don't want like any overlap that might fuck up the results. Anyways,
Sure.
I guess I'll kind of see which one does better, and then I'll just choose from there which one to scale.
Cool. Yeah, that works.
Awesome. Cool. Hey, one last question. How would you track like calls on the phone? You know, like payment on the phone. Is there a way to track that?
What payment system are you using?
Stripe.
How are you entering payment?
Just getting their credit card and, you know, just swiping
Through
it.
Stripe?
Yeah, through Stripe.
Oh, well, actually, that's not, you should probably actually get a payment software in that case, because that's actually, that won't be sustainable. So that's actually good that you brought it up. So you don't want to take payments through Stripe, just because one, for a legal compliance thing that can get like iffy and like troublesome. You're really not supposed to do it that way. It's supposed to be like an emergency situation where you use like the Stripe integration payment system. What you should use is PayFunnels. It's so cheap. I mean, it's only like $10, I think. PayFunnels, and then you can put the pixel on there, and whenever you take it on the phone and process the payment, it will actually process their information on the actual thing, and it'll send a purchase into your actual ad account.
So do you send them the link or do you just process it on the phone?
You could send them the link or process it on the phone, because you're going to have to take their information down anyways.
Okay, but like
And
that's
that
gonna link.
info, as long as that info gets sent to Facebook, you're good.
Oh shit, really? You could do that? Oh, nice. So you could put a pixel in PayFunnels?
Yeah, and then track your purchases on the phone.
But even I'm typing in their information, their credit card and the name.
Exactly.
Oh wow, shit.
Yeah, because if you're typing in their name and card and all that, and it matches the user, then you're good.
Awesome, cool. I'll look into that. I mean, that might be a better way for me right now because I'm not tracking purchases at all. I mean, I should, but you know, I'm not.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. Then you could see which audiences are getting you the sales.
Yeah, no, for sure. Well, awesome, cool. I guess that's all I have to ask. Hey, thanks,
Cool.
man.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
You as well. Hey, Patrick, you've been unmuted.
Hey, Chase, can you hear me?
Yes.
Cool. So let me share my screen. Do I do? Oh, there it goes. Give me 1 second here. And yes. Cool. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes, I can't. Oh, actually, I can't yet.
Let's see. Can you see it now?
Not yet.
My screen. Showing main screen. That's what I'm seeing on my control panel. Do you see?
Yep, I sure can. I can see your screen now.
Awesome. Cool. Okay. So this is a campaign for our agency. Last time we spoke, you recommended running traffic to a page, so we've been busy creating content, stuff like that. And now we're actually running ads. So we haven't really been getting any traction at all. In fact, this lead really didn't opt in. So I'm thinking that maybe it's just confusing. It's not clear enough because really nobody's really clicking on this. In terms of like getting traffic. So I'm wondering if I just need to start from scratch. Essentially, go ahead.
Yeah, let's look at your messaging.
Yeah. So this was the one ad that got somebody, well, we've gotten clicks. However, this was the one that somebody actually went all the way through. And
Scroll down. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you just got to scroll on that.
There we go.
Yeah, it's a new update.
Post the comments.
Is this a video?
This is actually just a picture. So I've kind of trying to go with all the stuff that you taught in the modules in terms of placements. So this is one of our clients who was actually featured on Fox News. So we thought we would use that for some of the content.
Yeah.
And then we created this Facebook group. So it's, by the way, that was an awesome idea. We have been starting conversations with people organically just by posting it on other groups and then stuff like that. So I think this would be a viable way to start the conversation. However, like I mentioned before, I think maybe this messaging, perhaps my targeting isn't working. But I did see, so I'm, a gym owner, been in the fitness industry, and I saw this ad on my feed. So I was like, okay, I guess I'm, getting kind of close. The targets, the audiences, I should say, very, very broad stuff. I didn't do an open audience. Do you think I should do an open audience with this? Where this is going to be business to business. So we're looking for like gym owners, and we're looking for like personal trainers, fitness professionals who would have the capital to start working with the
So I would test that with the audiences, and then on this ad, it looks like you only have one image type, right?
Let me take a look.
Yeah, so it looks like these are all pretty similar images here. So what I'd do is I'd add some more content variety in here. So that way you can end up testing more different types of creatives.
So I'm
like,
sorry. So you mean what type of image? I see. Okay, so yeah, we have, in terms of that, there's only really like 2 that we're running. Why am I not being?
Yeah,
I
you
guess
should
it's-
test more creative content. So like use the video, do a different style image.
Okay. That's weird. I thought, oh, here we go. Yeah, there's, I think 2 variations of this. There's one with it like on a screen. Is this it? Yeah. There's this one and the other one that I just showed you. And then we played with the copy and also the headline. So those are the 2 things that we changed. Do you,
Yeah,
I mean,
I would
so,
test more creatives.
okay. And then, I mean, okay. So, all right. So then you think this is just literally a matter of not having enough variations?
Yeah,
Okay,
less variation. Like you have variations, but you need more actual change between each ad.
got it. Okay.
Yeah. So I'd test different styles of creatives. Do
Okay.
you have any, like, how active is the group? Is the group pretty active?
We just started it, and like I said, it's been basically all organic reach, and we've got 29 members so far. And yeah, so I've got a guy helping me, kind of just like shouting out to everybody, and we're going to be creating YouTube channels where I'm going to be repurposing that content on this
Oh,
page.
perfect.
So yeah, and then we've got everything. It took us like 2 weeks to get everything set up for basically channeling all the content. I had no idea it was going to take this much energy, but now that it's all automated and everybody's on the same page, we're going to start really busting out a bunch of content.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm like wondering, like, I love this idea. I'm just wondering, like, is this the way that we should be? Should we do this? I mean, there isn't a lot of people driving traffic to a Facebook group, which I like that idea. I like that we'd be somebody who's doing something unique. I'm just wondering, number one, maybe the creative is just confusing to people because
Yeah, 100%.
I'm like,
It's got to be more exciting and in your face.
okay. And then, yeah, like what I've been trying to leverage right now is like a data reactivation campaign that we use with gym owners that has actually worked really, really well. And these aren't bullshit numbers. These are actual real numbers. Like we do make $15,000 in 3 days. But I'm just wondering, like, is this making sense to them, or is this
I think your copy is actually not an issue.
okay?
I think it's
You
really
think
just your content.
okay?
Yeah.
Do you think I should do video where I'm breaking this down and like saying, hey, look, this is what we're covering, or do you think I should do more like,
Yeah, if you're good on video, 100%.
okay, okay,
Yeah.
and then okay, all right, and then in terms of images, what are you thinking? And like, should I be, because we do have some physical stuff that we've printed out that are like lead assets, and I also have a designer who's done a bunch of stuff with, like, let me see if I can find an example like this, for example.
You go all the way back up.
All the way up.
Yep. What is the, oh, okay, yeah. Cool. Yeah, so I mean, like, you just need more testing of content. Go back to that ad you were just showing me again. Yeah, you see this ad on the right-hand side? Like of this, like, yeah, holding that. Like some that's more, you gotta have like more fitness in the actual creative, like something going on.
I see. That makes sense because they're usually on social media looking at fitness related stuff anyways, right? Like people lifting weights.
Yeah. And
So,
honestly, you could probably get like some stock footage as well, like some really cool content stuff. I'm sure there's a lot of it out there.
okay.
And the thing will
Okay.
just take off. I mean, it'll just it'll move so fast in terms of results. Like
Okay.
you'll start seeing like $1 leads like across the board. Now, of course, you're gonna have to fill up your group, and that's gonna take some time. But I mean, like once it's
Yeah.
moving, it's moving, and you're gonna be having a ton of content, lots of engagements. But you got to get the right piece of creative. Like you gotta have a creative that where you're gonna have like hundreds of comments, hundreds of shares, hundreds of like engagements, thousands of engagements in the group. Like your lead costs will just go down to the pennies, and your group will literally like just be flooded with individuals. And then you just have to have a really good system in place for people posting and like, you know, sharing stuff. And usually it'll take off once a huge number of individuals. It looks like you're already getting started on it. That'll really start moving the bar, and then you can start figuring out ways to like monetize it and, you know, start bringing those individuals into, you know, working with you.
Okay, so I think it's probably smart to pause this because this is just like going nowhere, and then just rework the campaign. So
Yeah,
do you think it's
I wouldn't worry too much about the
actual copy?
yeah, like the headline's going to do it all for you in this case. The creative and headline, the copy's going to be a bonus of like, you know, what's included. Like these checklists, like what we cover, like you could do like bullet points of like, you know, things they're going to get access to.
Okay. Okay, cool. And so the images and the video, all just stuff them into the same campaign and just see what floats.
Yeah, exactly. Do a lot of different creative pieces.
So now in terms of targeting, because like this is, you know, one of the primary reasons that I'm working with you is because I normally work with, you know, my audience sizes they don't usually go over 500,000. So this is kind of a whole new world. With the targeting, I don't know why that's doing that. Oh, because I've got one selected. Like I mean, what I've noticed for open targeting is, you know, obviously the reach is a lot larger and the cost per impression is lower.
Yeah, I'll give you the audience targeting strategy right here.
Okay.
What you got to do is with the group, go to your group real fast. The benefit of doing this as well is because now you're going to have your own custom lookalikes. Whenever you're porting in like 50 people a day or however many it is, 25, 100 people a day, and you're writing those new posts, you see that right post? Make sure that it's coming from your page and not your personal profile. That is imperative, because what's going to end up happening is you're going to be able to create Facebook page engagements, and anybody who's ever liked or saw the post that you made announcing the group, now every person who goes in the group that is qualified and joins, now you're going to be able to have them see your post, and then you're going to be able to create engagement lookalikes based off the people who are literally in your Facebook group, which is like your own custom audience of fit pros. And if you're only accepting the individuals that make the most sense into the group, then like you're literally building your own qualified audiences with no need to target interest and compete. Because we all know that, you know, everybody and their mother is trying to target individual fitness audiences. So if you get this in place, then you're going to have no comp.
Okay, so let me see if I remember. And so when I'm posting here, I should be posting as the page?
Correct.
Is that what you said? Okay, and then, wow, I didn't even know you could do that. How are you?
Yeah, that's why it's a good strategy, and not a lot of people are doing this. Like we've been tapping into this just recently over the last like few months, and it's working so much. Every time we introduce this strategy with somebody, it's like it just flies off the shelf in terms of sales, growth, all of it.
So how is it that how do I do that?
Yeah, you got to join the group as your page.
Okay. And then how do I do that?
Yourself an admin.
So say again?
Then you got to make yourself an admin.
So of this page, I am an admin, but you mean, so more, edit group settings, and then that would be,
do you have a page? So this page is Patrick, which is you, correct? And do you have a Facebook page for this account outside of your actual profile?
Facebook page. You mean for the ads that we're running?
It doesn't have to be for the ads, just a page for yourself.
Oh, no, I don't. Like, I see what you're saying. No, I don't think so.
Who's going to be the one doing the welcome post?
My admin, Matthew.
Okay, go back to your group. Let me see who made the most recent announcement at post.
That was him.
Okay, if he's going to be doing that, Yeah, so you're gonna want him to do that from your Patrick, your page, and you're gonna need content on your page, like your actual name. That's gonna be like, you're gonna have two profiles. One profile is your actual profile, and then you're gonna have an actual Facebook page that's you. And he's gonna make a post as you. And then if he's gonna also be like a, an admin leader in this, then he can be the one responding to comments and stuff and like engaging with the individuals. But he'll just have access, he'll have admin access to your page because you can do it that way.
Okay.
That's how you scale this thing and get all your own audiences. It's a little much to set up. It probably sounds like a lot to set up, but
No, I
that's
totally
the only
dig
thing
it.
it is.
That
It's
makes
just setting up.
Yeah, that makes sense. It's like doing engagement audiences, right? Okay, so if I get this correct, so like a profile page for me, but it's like whatever the influencer page or whatever they call it, and then he's able to log into that. Is that correct?
Yeah, exactly. Not
so-
log in. He's actually, you can assign him admin access
I see.
to your page, which is even better because no
Right.
logins have to be shared.
Okay. Okay.
He then
And
makes the
then
welcome post as you.
okay, and these audiences can only be made for those who are actually engaging within the group.
Well, with your profile page, it's anybody who's actually seen it. So that's even better. You see how it says seen by 24?
Yeah.
That would actually go into your audience.
Okay, and then
be-
how many do we need to create a lookalike audience?
Oh, it'd be so fast. I mean, you'd pass 1,000 in no time. Literally, like once you get 1,000 people on this thing, you would instantly like have plenty of people to build it off of. Shoot, you could build it off of 300 people.
Okay. Okay, so get that set up. And then, well, for now, that's awesome. I love that.
Yeah, and
What do
what's cool
you?
about that too, you can invite all those individuals to like your page, and then next thing you know, like your page is like just flying off the rails too.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like it's like a growth wheel, just kind of like all these things are running together, and each one that moves faster, the other one goes faster as well. It's just like a big momentum spinner. Speeds up so
Right.
fast. Costs start getting lower, more people start engaging, you get better audiences, your group grows faster because of that. I mean, it's literally a perfect flywheel for this thing.
Cool. So then, for the audiences that we're dealing with outside of that, what do you recommend that I do? Do you think I should just keep testing these? Because this was just like a data scrape that I had laying around. This is just a broad health and wellness. I guess I could throw.
You could do you could take this $10 budget on each of these and split it into 6 audiences and do 5 each, and then just test more.
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
You could do $5 per audience, and with a 60 daily budget, you could then have 6 audiences going versus having only 3. And you could test a little bit more with those new creatives that you have.
Okay, and in terms of metrics, like, let me show you before I ask that question. Like, this is the landing page. This is a testimonial from one of our clients who's just been crushing it. These are text messages that come in from the data reactivation campaign of how much money they made. Then it redirects to this page, and this clicking on this sends them directly to this page.
Wait, go back. So what do they do? They hit get started, and what happens?
It redirects them to this page, and then they click on here to go to the Facebook group.
You should make that button. You should make that button on the actual page.
This one?
That button there. Yeah, replace the get started with that button, and when they click it, the pop-up happens. Why? Because what happens when they hit get started? Does it ask for their email?
No, it redirects them to this, and it says.
Oh, well then just move that button there, and that's it.
I see. Okay, so then in terms of segmenting pixels, because the only reason I did that is just the segment, because this is page view, this is view content, and then the button itself is lead.
Yeah, just put the lead on the page.
Put lead on here, and then just put page view, or yeah, page view.
Yep, that's it.
Okay. Okay. All right, I guess that makes way more sense. Okay, so rework the copy, maybe split up the budget a little bit more. So, the question that I actually initially asked before we started getting into landing pages, like in terms of metrics for campaigns like this, I mean, obviously, it's a very, very low barrier type of call to action. So what do you think a reasonable cost per event would be in terms of what we're doing? $1, really?
Yeah,
$1?
$1 to $5. $5, anything higher than $5, you're going to be able to get it down. Like there's always going to be a way to get it down. If you're hitting $1 or like 77 cents or like a $3 range, anything under 3, I'd really say is like you're right on the money in terms of your creative, your messaging, you have the right social proof, you're now using the audiences, and that thing literally will just run on its own, and all you have to do is just scale up the daily budget, and like you don't even have to do anything else. The ads move at their own pace. The rest of your work is just going to be in the group, just like managing the high number of people that get in there, and it's just going to get, you know, so big so quick that you have to like start, you know, dealing with those things, support systems, figuring out ways to start funneling these people into the, you know, profitable direction, all that.
I see. Okay. Okay. Cool. And I guess, yeah, I think I'm like starting to see a bigger picture here. I think that, I mean, so
Yeah.
for, what I was gonna say is like for, in terms of what we're actually plugging here, like see how we make 15K in 3 days. Do you think I should just stick with that as the campaign, or do you think I should switch this up inside of what we're doing? Like,
I'd say have this inside the group as a post pinned at the top by Flood Your Business.
Okay. Right. But what I guess what I'm trying to ask is, in terms of like the offer, I guess is what you'd want to call it. Like, should I be switching this up inside of the campaign and saying stuff like, I don't know,
No.
like, okay, so just stick with this then?
This would be inside of your group. The only goal you have with this campaign is to get people into the group. You want that to be so appealing. The offer is when they get in the group because they're a little bit warmer.
Right. Maybe I'm
So in
saying
this
this
case,
wrong. I guess my question is like, so for this, it's I guess I'm trying to attract them with this whole idea, right? This whole like 3 days, 15K type of idea. Should I stick with that throughout all of the creative and just change, excuse me, should I stick with that with all of the copy and just change the creative? Or should I be also playing around with like what type of assets they might?
Yeah, you can test different messaging here.
Okay. All right. Okay. Okay, that gives me a lot to do.
Yeah, it's the beginning of a really fun journey once everything's moving. I mean, it's a lot of pieces, but once they're going, they kind of like work together because those people will build your audiences for you and your ads will run themselves. Everything just gets really good once there's like something spinning.
Sweet. Okay.
Cool.
Oh,
That's exciting.
last question that I have, and I'm pretty sure this is the last one. So in terms of creating that lookalike based off of engagement, based off of a page.
Got to create the page, right?
Okay,
First.
so it acts just like a page then.
Yeah, and so when you do it, what you'll do is like, let's pretend you create the audience in that new page. Then what you do is select it. Just pretend that you created the audience on that other page in the audience manager. Select the audience that you know, make believe. No, select the one that you make believe created. So like, let's say it's let's just say it's that one. That's
okay.
The engagers. Then hit the share button and you share it with your ad account. Yep. And then you get to use that as targeting. That's why this is such a creative strategy.
Interesting.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Wow, that's a very, very inexpensive way to create a lookalike audience.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
exactly. And it's a super valuable way to extract all the info from the Facebook group.
Okay, cool. Okay, so 7 days, $1 to $5 a click, or a lead rather. Or we're talking leads, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, cool. All right, I'm gonna spread this out and do way more work with the creative, and then play around with that custom audience as well.
Cool. Awesome.
Awesome, man. I super appreciate it. Thank you, Chase.
No problem. Bye, Patrick.